we are controlled by knowledge. Bigger knowledge, small knowledge, scientific knowledge, superstitious knowledge, or any kind of knowledge. But somehow, this is the knowledge that plays role in our life, and therefore, reality is therefore very close to knowledge. Or knowledge is an instrument of revealing, collating, or knowledge is the instrument of establishing reality and truth. Now, therefore, we should talk a little bit about Auguste Comte. Okay? What he says is like knowledge developed in a very sequential way. As I have been talking to you, what Auguste Comte says is like the primitive and then large part of the history, the mode or approach of knowledge was theology. So we try to learn everything from theology. We believe that every truth is established by the God. Every reality is an outcome of God. So that's what we believe. For a long time, they were not talking about natural phenomena, they were not talking about events and anything. But in the second phase of knowledge development, then we developed metaphysics. And in the third page, we came to positivism, then the science came. So why this theology became the first page, okay? Fetism, F-E-T-C-H-I-S-M, fetism. Fetism is a type of religion which talks of the magical power of the God. So, Musa, Abraham, Brahma, okay? And then Muhammad Paigambar. Everybody is known to be magical. Krishna, okay? So what Krishna did? Like the woman, everybody, Arjun's, every son were killed. Then there was another woman who was called Uttara, yes? She was pregnant, but she was also killed by that man, the son of Dronacharya, Aswasthama. He killed putting a bomb on the stomach of, the baby died inside. So Pandavas were becoming issueless. Then Draupadi said, what is the use of this war? Ultimately we have no issue. We lost. Because even the baby inside the womb is killed. Then she said, Madhava, okay, who is Madhava? If you do not make this baby survive, then I will question your lordship. I will question your power. Then Krishna said, okay, I will give the life of this baby boy, though it is unnatural for the God to make the dead alive. Where is? See how many times Christ made people die? What did he do to Lazarus? Lazarus already was 4 days, and then he already had become a skeleton. Okay, then his sister went inside. She almost fainted because it was such a foul smell. Then she said, "You should make my brother alive." Then he went inside. Then he said that, okay, Lazarus, come out, stand up. Then the baby, not baby, boy, he came out. Okay, then that is magical. Musa did the same. See, Amrama, what Shivaji did. Okay, these two boys were playing, and then one boy cut the head off Ganesha. Then Shivaji became quite angry, like he became quite anxious, like what to do, what to say when Parvati will come. Then he caught the baby elephant, put the head on it. Ganesh said, now he became a headed with elephant. This called fetism. Only magical power was believed. Well, I mean, all gods were supposed to be magical. Because these gods were supposed to be magical because people believe that the evil power is much more powerful than the godly power, divinely power. So they talked a lot of magic power. त्यसैलाई हिन्दू फिलोसफीमा माया भनेको छ. रावणले माया भने के? It's a magic. माया भनेको छल कपट तन्त्र मन्त्र माया भने. Okay? In the second stage, the religion developed polytheism. Polytheism means human being started worshipping many gods together. Okay? God, goddesses, and then one god, two god. A lot of polytheism developed. And that was the polytheism because of that, like Abraham called for one god, and then like in Persia there was a big war between Persians and Persians means Aryans, and Indra. They preached for polytheism, multi-gods, whereas Persians, they were other people who worship for one god. So there was a fight then. Ultimately monotheism came. One God concept. Okay? So they stopped worshipping idols. So the war between Rakshasa and Devata was a war between idolatrous and non-idolatrous. Okay? Indra and other Devata wanted to worship idols of the god. And other Rakshasa, they wanted no. So that is where is the role of Brihaspati and Sukracharya is so big. Brihaspati was a materialist, he was dialectist, therefore he said, what Rakshasa is saying is good. Rakshasa means not long toothed people, you know. They were called Nastika, others were called Astika. So Brihaspati said that these people are right, your theory is wrong. So therefore Sukracharya, when God killed Rakshasa, he made them alive again. So he was a very good doctor, probably. So you can see this history looking from monotheism, polytheism, and fetishism. At some point after this, human mind developed. Instead of one God, two God, then we universalize the concept of God. Therefore, instead of this God, that God, we abstracted all God, all concept, and created the concept of divinity. This is called metaphysics. Okay? So out of it we develop the concept of peace. So peace is metaphysics. Out of it we develop the concept of love. The God is for the love. Then this is also for metaphysics. A lot of metaphysics develop means we collected lot of these events and then we generalized and then we abstracted and we created concept. So in the second stage of human knowledge or evolution, people stop talking about God. People stop rather talking about God. Rather they start talking the abstraction. So what Comte says, like, we have no knowledge of anything but phenomenon, and our knowledge of phenomena is relative, not absolute. We know neither the essence nor the real mode of production of any fact, but only its relation. Gentlemen, what Auguste Comte says, that is your question before. What he says is like, but only its relation, like not the real mode of production of any fact, but only its relation to other facts in the way of succession or similitude. These relations are constant, that is always the same in the same circumstances. The constant resemblances which link phenomena together and the constant sequences which unite them as antecedent and consequent are termed their laws. The laws of phenomena are all we know respecting them, their essential nature, and their ultimate causes, either efficient or final, are unknown and inscrutable to us. No, you cannot do it. 1 billion years before the earth created. How your mind now knows what caused that creation? Is not this a sheer foolishness to try to find out? What you need to do is like, it is created, therefore your existence is here. And your existence is possible because earth is there. Earth is there because there are general laws. What are these general laws? Are phenomenon. This phenomenon causes one to each other. They're dependent on each other. And that's what makes your life exist. And that is what is reality. That is what is called truth. So, what we have to say is like, this phenomenon events were abstracted and metaphysics was created. Okay? He further says, very interesting thing. The conviction, however, that knowledge of succession and coexistence of phenomena is the sole knowledge accessible to us. See, the conviction, however, that knowledge of the succession, events are successful. Okay? Rain was there when my grandfather was there. No, it is not new for me. Sachin, rain was there 2000 years before also. But that is succession. Okay? Every year there is a rain. And they are consequent and antecedent. What? Consequent hunaka lagi ke hunu paryo? Antecedent hunu paryo. So there is a link between them. So, knowledge of succession and coexistence of phenomena. Phenomena coexist. Okay? Somebody is born or they die. If birth is continuous but death does not take place, what happens? What happens? Can you imagine simple thing? Death continuous but no birth. What happens? पुराणमा यसलाई कसो भनिन्छ तब फलाना बाछ इट्स अ सिम्पल फिनोमेनन यसलाई रहस्यमय बनाउनु पर्ने कारण छँदै छैन सो दिस इज कोएक्जिस्टेन्स मीन्स birth and death are coexistence male and female are coexisting heat and cold are coexisting night and day are coexistence everything is coexisting and succession. Yesterday, today finish, tomorrow. So it is succession. So succession is what is represented by the future. Without present, there is no future. So what is future? Succession of present. We have given a name future, that is what is called metaphysics. If metaphysics was not developed, we would not know what is future. What we would say is, today's succession is future. That's what probably we say. But we get the name. It is called future. So, phenomena is the sole knowledge accessible to us. Could not be arrived at in a very early stage of progress of thought. Men have not even now let up hoping for other knowledges. After this, what probably will happen after 500 years, Kevala? Maybe by injecting hormones, all aeroplanes and all motors will be eliminated. By injecting hormones, probably human being will cause human beings to have wings. So when we have to go to United States, we will fly ourselves. So there is no ticket. It is possible. Because if you can just to make a technology develop out of velocity and gravity and you can make aeroplanes fly in the sky, why cannot you inject some extraction of the bird which actually is responsible to create wings on the body of birds? Then maybe Sachin will have birds, bird's wing. Then he will be flying. Okay? And then Mamata will be sitting on his back. So like you see the cartoon show, okay? Cartoon show, then Sachin is flying. Like this. And Mamata is dancing on his back. It is possible. After 500 years. But do you imagine that? You have to think of. So what will happen? Or other way around. Maybe, one interesting finding. Some of you probably know that in the hills there is one bamboo. Which shoot it's so nice. Okay? पहाडमा एउटा बाँस हुन्छ जसको तामा गुलियो हुन्छ खाना. So every being loves to eat that shoot, like human being, pig, goat, buffalo, everything. त्यो बाँसको तामा आउने बित्तिकै सबैले खाने. What happened now, you know? The shoot developed poison in it now. Because otherwise that was a possibility of extinction. So now, when people or animal eat this shoot, they die. Because there is a poison. So this is how it is developed. It is called evolution. Did you have body like this 50,000 years before? No. Your hands were very long. Okay? And you had all the body, throughout the body you had ears. So still, when you become pregnant, you go to hospital, you will see this, what is called? Ultrasound. Okay? So 6, 7, 9 months you go and watch it, your baby inside will have a tail. बच्चाको पुच्छर हुन्छ. Your baby, human baby. But by the time it is born, the tail is gone. So it disappears in the 8th month. From 5th, 4th month to 7th month, you have a tail. The baby has a tail. So जन्मिने बित्तिकै बच्चाको अरु कहीँ नहेर पहिला त्यो पछाडीपट्टि हेर पुच्छर निक्लेको ठाउँ त्यहाँ हुन्छ. And so only one fish in the sea who went from earth to water, that is dolphin. So it was a 4-footed animal. So when dolphin baby in the mother's womb, it has food, but the time it is born, the foods are gone. So that's why there is a study. Still some animals like some tigers still have white baby. Because long back tiger's color was white. So even in Nepal, some people have a very curly hair. And little fish, looking like the African structure. So that is reminiscent of the gene. त्यो जीनमा हाम्रो छ. अहिले त्यो सप्रेस भएको छ, कहिले त्यो के हुन्छ? आउँछ. So still, there are some people, maybe some of you here, whose eyes are blue. Is there anyone who is having blue eye here? Bunu घिमिरे सागर पाठक. That is still अहिले पनि कुहिरेका आँखा कस्ता हुन्छ? So that is the stock, Aryan stock gene. Sometimes it appears, but that is suppressed. Okay? So these are the things. So I don't know what the knowledge after 500 years you will have and you will do. Maybe because of losing appetite to have babies, 2 babies and 1 baby, and now many people not having babies, probably women stop having baby, and men will start having baby by the leg again. Maybe. एउटा खुट्टा काट्दिने baby बनाउने. हुन सक्छ. Like the bamboo shoot develop poison, yes? So you may develop that kind of thing. So Santosh, you can just from the कानबाट baby बनाउन सक्छ. Okay? It is possible. Like गणेउलाले के गर्छ? गणेउला आफ्नो शरीर छुट्याउँछ र अर्को गणेउला बनाउँछ. It's possible. So, Comte philosophized knowledge by using modes of development. He says, what knowledge we use today is positive. So the knowledge that we use today is called positive. The modes of philosophizing which according to him, what is positive knowledge? The modes of philosophizing which according to him disputes ascendancy with positive are 2 in number, both of them anterior to it, theological and metaphysical. So positive knowledge is, it antecedents 2 other knowledge, I said you, theological and metaphysical. So positive knowledge, therefore, is a knowledge which describes that the knowledge of everything, which is true and real, is fully dependent on fact. Okay? So it is a factual knowledge. So how do you know the fact? He says, you get this knowledge out of universe because the fact, the object, the event, the phenomena is a part of universe. So the knowledge you derive from the phenomenon or the event or the object itself is what is called projective. Therefore, what he says is like, why some people is less stronger than other. It is biological, or it is disease, or it is food. You can examine and you can find out. But what theology believed? When someone was poor, weaker, what the theology believed? It was a curse of the God. Therefore, a woman with a big nose, big eye, and a moustache, a woman with moustache, she was considered to be witch. Okay? So that's what. Today, when you have a woman with moustache, and then, little dirty face, like a lot of pimples and all that, what do you think? Is this a curse of God? It is problem of hormone. You go to the doctor, either inject some hormone or you control the hormones, then it comes again into the right size. So that is what is called thyroid. What is thyroid? नखाइकन मोटाउने पानी खाए पनि के हुने एउटालाई खाको लाग्दैन सो देयर आर सम पीपल थाइरोइडमा के हुन्छ दुब्लोको दुब्लो जति खाए पनि लाग्दैन एउटामा चाहिँ खाएको खाइ लाग्छ जस्तो हाम्रो निपेन्द्र खाना हो त्यो तर big. So that's a hormone problem. So this can be studied. That is what is called positive. So, for example, suppose that Raksha Singh is pregnant. Nobody know who is the father. Is it possible to know now? How do you know it? This is called positive knowledge. That is scientific. That is logical. There is an experiment that is observable, and then you can find out the cause, and then you can establish how this happened. So today, the knowledge is therefore not based on divinity. Therefore, Nietzsche in 17th century in Europe said, the God, we killed it. Because before that time, what we believed, what European believed, everything was predestined. Everything was created by the God. So, a woman was created by the God, a man was created by the God, church and everything. So, why Socrates was killed? Because he said that. People believe that sun is dragged by 4 horses. He said that, I have to make an inquiry, don't believe. Without making inquiry, maybe or may not be. So then Socrates was defined that he was against the God, then he was persecuted. Okay? So until 16th century, you could not challenge God. You could not challenge God because everybody and everything was supposed to be guided or governed by divinity. But from 17th century, when industrial revolution started taking shape, and when people started learning allopathic medicine and curing people, then they said that the God is dead. Then Nietzsche said that now Europe should be prepared to be governed by human-made morality, not the God. Not the God rules.
So, before you end this chapter of knowledge, I would like to ask a question being based on the article you have given to us. Do you think religion and I would like to talk from your teaching up to now, like you said that we are controlled by knowledge.
Yes.
Do you remember the article of Susan Silve with reconstituting sociology of law? In that article it is written that no ultimate end of knowledge is power. So does the...
That's why I have given you the article. So I am giving you this true perception. But that, okay, here religious power is not that capacity, rather this is on supernatural power. Okay? So, there are a lot of things, still we are confused. So you should not think that theology completely finished, metaphysics completely finished, so we are totally in positive. No. Still there is a lot of theology, still there is a lot of metaphysics. But human mind developed this way, okay? First, identity and knowledge was basically dependent on theology, then people developed the mode and approach or methods of metaphysics, and now people develop positivist approach of knowledge. But it doesn't mean that metaphysics is totally gone. It is still there. So a lot of people still define problem metaphysically and also theologically. Most Roman churches still what they do? They still define problem. Okay? They still think lot of problem in the world because can be cured by the theological way. So therefore they want to spread Christianity throughout the world. That's one of the reasons. Okay? So now question is like, if you believe on positivist approach or mode of knowledge, what it stops is imagination. What it stops is the imagination. What it encourages is thinking. So imagination and thinking are two different things. Most people confuse it. Imagination is thinking. Sure, sometimes you're thinking about your girlfriend, you're imagining what your girlfriend probably might be doing in her house, but then if I ask like, what are you doing? What do you say? I am thinking. No, you're not thinking. You imagine. Thinking needs data. Imagination does not. You can create data inside yourself. Okay? Imagination मा त के पनि गर्न सकिन्छ. म आज भन्दा 10 वर्ष पछाडी मरे भने मेरा दुईटा किताब आए भने त्यसको रोयल्टी 15,000 आउला. मेरा छोरीले खालान् भनेर कल्पना. Is there data? No. Thinking मा इभेन्ट हुनुपर्छ, एक्ट हुनुपर्छ, perceptual act हुनुपर्छ, अनि मात्रै thinking हुन्छ. So you are not thinking. So positivism encourages thinking based on objective data. So every reality and truth, therefore, what it believes is can be gleaned or can be collected by objective data, by cognitive analysis. First, you have to have the perceptual act and events, and then what you can do is like you can analyze them cognitively, and then you can come to the conclusion. Sure? Positivism, therefore, reduces or stops imagination, and then it actually promotes you to speculate based on data, based on objects or events and other things. Sure. Positivism therefore reflects on the empirical process of collecting knowledge. So we observe, we see there is a noise. This noise is disturbing us. Okay? Is this noise disturbing that man? No. It is pleasing him because it's going to give the money. But we are doing a work here that is quite disturbing us, therefore we dislike it. So your likeness and dislikeness is therefore not governed by your emotion, by your circumstance. So you are sad, you are happy, not because you think you are happy, not because you think sad, but circumstance. What happens? If your boyfriend now sends a message talking that you bloody girl, you betrayed me, I am going to give you up. What would you do? Will you smile? Will you do it? No. You become very unhappy. So is your unhappiness, it's caused by your internal feeling? No. Your unhappiness is an outcome of its text, its message. So there is no pain and pleasure inside you. Every pain and pleasure is outside how you construct. When you go to swimming, लुगा खोलेर चिसो पानीमा पस्नुलाई, you think it's most pleasurable time. घरमा आमाले नुहा आज पनि नुहाएको छैन भनेर बाल्टीले पानी खनायो भने what would you do? You will kill her. See it, circumstance. So pain and pleasure therefore is not your outcome. It is fundamental phenomenon outside you construct. Okay? So it is not emotion, it is your thought. If you think it is pleasurable, it is pleasurable. If you think it is painful, it is painful. Sure? Many of you have tattooed. Most girls have tattooed on the backside. Huh? Okay. How many of you have done? Can you raise the hand? Yes, many of you have done. Tattoo चाहिँ खोपेको छ तर नदेखिने ठाउँमा. कसैले ओम्लामा हुँदो रहेछ, कसैले यहाँ हुँदो रहेछ, कता okay? So, when I did my tattoo when I was 7 years old, because I lived in a Tharu community, I was so happy. I used to show everyone. As a more dark suit. They tattoo anyone because I think today this is not very good. But that time it was very good. So, what therefore positivism says is that many knowledge is not you create, many knowledge you construct. So there is no question of creating knowledge, rather you construct. Therefore, you collect events and then you construct out of it. So knowledge is therefore, it is not your quality. Knowledge is a rule of universal self. There are rules you interpret, you construct. So knowledge is not created. Knowledge is constructed. So positive knowledge therefore is scientific because it discovers, therefore it is inductive. You go and experiment, create knowledge, and then you believe on that this is true. Okay? So, we need to use scientific knowledge for that. Scientific knowledge is so important. If you do not use scientific method or scientific knowledge, there is no question of coming to the truth and reality. So, I said to you, reality and truth depends on knowledge. Knowledge may have different mode. Some knowledge can take the theological mode. Some knowledge can take the metaphysical mode. Some knowledge can take the positive mode. If you come to the positive mode, then you use scientific methodology. Then you come closer to identify the truth and reality. So if you go to theology, if you go to religion, if you go to God, then the chance of you being confused, mystify yourself, and lost somewhere is always. So, if you want to be a good lawyer, if you want to be a good philosopher, if you want to be a good doctor, if you want to be a good scientist as a logician, the way is to go to the positive mode of knowledge, not theology and God. So some people, if you believe that, I rather will become a pandit and also a good lawyer, no, it's not possible. You cannot. If you want to believe that, okay, I will get the blessing of the God and want to be a very good lawyer, funny, you will not. No, you will not. So what you have to do? You have to believe in positivism. Because positivism believes on scientific knowledge. And scientific knowledge believes on fact. And the fact is observable. Okay? It can be touched. And you can see it. And that is experimentable. One time you do it, you do the same thing, second time it produces the same thing. If you have a baby first time, by relation with your husband, if second thing happens, then again there is a baby, not cockroach. Okay? So it repeats. It repeats. And you can certainly say that if you kill one person by bullet, if you fire another bullet to another, he will also be killed. So that's the same result comes. That is what is therefore called scientific. It is what is called constancy. Okay? Coming to this point now, we enter into very important part. Then what are these human behaviors? Are they theological, metaphysical, or are they scientific? We do a lot of funny attitude, okay? Some of you become very angry. A boy comes and proposes you. Jutale? Manma nai chai. You're quite happy. Baira dekhauna chai ke गर्ने? Juta हुन्छ. These are called attitudes, behaviors. These behaviors you learn in your family. So, what is very interesting thing is like, Since the sense organs are primary and fundamental organs through which we get experience, and since sensations are the elementary experiences out of which all mental life is built, it is necessary for us to have a clear idea of the sense organ, their structure and functions, and of the nature of sensation. You understand? Sensory, senses. Okay? कानले देख्छ, आँखाले सुन्छ, हैन? के? So, if you want to see, you want to do this. Yes? So, sometime when you have a less sound, what you do? What is this? यो केले भनेर किन भनेर छ? उताबाट आएको साउन्ड ब्लक गर्न. जब सुनिदैन अलि ठुलोले ब्लक गरेपछि अझै यसो गरिदिएपछि त के हुन्छ? यहाँ ठोकेर सबै यहाँ जान्छ. त्यसो छ. त्यसैले यो कान कोप्रो भएको किन रहेछ? उताबाट आएको आवाज यहाँ ठोकेर भित्र हाल्नु. यो सबै बन्द गर्नुस्. अनि तपाई चाहिँ यहाँ खोतालेर काँडा हाल्नुहुन्छ, मारवाडी झुन्ने हुनुहुन्छ, यहाँ पाल पार्नुहुन्छ. त्यो त पाल त्यहाँ चिरेकै पनि. त्यसैले यो काम तपाईलाई सिगारमा बनाएको हो. कसैले यहाँदेखि यहाँसम्म खोल्याछ, कसैले यहाँ खोल्याछ, कसैले यहाँ खोल्याछ. तपाईले यसलाई के बनाउनु भयो? You destroy the nature. You hear it. So, यहाँ तपाईको चाहिँ खोलिएपछि त यो पक्कै दुख्ला नि त. अनि अझ के पनि गर्नुभयो भन्दाखेरि त्यतै नानी भनेर यति तेल भित्र हाल्दिनु. भित्र पातलो ड्रम छ. It is so small and thin drum. त्यो हावाले पनि कहिले त्यसलाई असर गर्छ. Okay? So that drums receives and process and sends the signal received by the sound to your faculty of mind to process and then produce it in the words, in the sign. But then, when it is blocked by the wire, then you don't listen. अनि भन्नुहुन्छ कि मेरो बच्चाले सुन्दैन. जन्मियादिनदेखि यति तेल हालेर सिधाइदिएछ भित्र कहाँबाट बच्चाले सुन्छ? गाजल 6 महिना भएपछि बच्चाले आँखा देख्न थाल्छ. यति मकै गुटी हाँडीको चाकको तेलमा दलेर यहाँ दल्दिएपछि बच्चाको आँखा के हुन्छ? अहिले पनि तपाईँ दल्दै हुनुहुन्छ. आँखा तपाईलाई गाजल दल्न बनाएको. तपाईको नौटुङ्की तपाईलाई राम्रो पार्न आँखा बनाएको हो. आँखाको काम के? अनि यो बाहिरको पत्र तपाईलाई किन बनाएको? यो किन बनाएको? यो भित्रको पार्ट यति सेन्सिटिभ छ. कहिले जङ्गलमा गयो, मलाई थाहा हुँदैन, म आँखाले देखाइ हुँदैन, घोचाइभित्र अघि आँखा चिम्लिसक्यो. Mine is so, because it is so sensitive. सानो कुराले पनि गर्ने. सानो कोण छिर्ला भन्दा यहाँ बाहिरपट्टि के छ? अनि यसलाई बटार्नुहुन्छ र काट्नुहुन्छ. राम्रो. It's interesting. See it, okay? Misuse of knowledge. Because you believe in theology. मेनका जस्तै भयो भने इन्द्रले मन पराउँछ. मेनकालाई कसले मन पराउँथ्यो? इन्द्रले. त्यही कारण तपाई मेनका हुन चाहनुहुन्छ, बोयफ्रेन्ड इन्द्र हुन्छ. त्यसकारण तपाई के गर्नुहुन्छ? भन्नुहुन्छ म राम्रै छु, तपाईको राम्रो तपाई देख्नुहुन्छ. Do you see your राम्रो? No, I see it. And then I became quite happy. So your beauty does not have anything to do with you. Your beauty is for me, okay? So why you beautify for myself? किन मेरा लागि beautify गर्नुहुन्छ आफूले? त्यसैले आँखा प्रकृतिले is one of the sensory sense के को लागि? देख्नको लागि बनाएको. त्यसैले is very this man very nicely say. उसले के भन्छ भन्दाखेरि तपाईको sensory sense को organ को काम के हो तपाईले थाहा पाउनुपर्छ. It's important, okay? So कसरी habit develop हुन्छ? अब मान्छेको idea, मान्छेको चाहिँ attitude कसरी develop हुन्छ? In human action, it is evident that there is always a stimulus to start the nerve impulse, driving force of nerve, which causes the human action. Okay? That's right. I threw that was a stimulus. And then C, what did C? Responded. If C was sleeping, would C respond? Would C respond? No. This is how event stimulates you and then you react. So, best example. a chicken, for example, hides under some cover the first time it hears the cry of hawk. It scratches the first time its feet touch sand or gravel. It pecks the first time it sees an insect nearby. An infant closes its eye the first time it feels cold wind blow upon them. It cries the first time it feels pain. It collapses its fingers together the first time a touch is felt inside them. The child's nervous system is so organized that in each of the cases named, stimulus brings forth the particular, definite responses. The acts do not have to be long. तपाईले बच्चालाई 2 दिनको बच्चालाई काखमा समात्ने बित्तिकै आमाले के गर्न खोज्छ? तपाईले भन्नुभएको छ नानु अब मेरो बुबु खाऊ भन्नुभएको छ? No, he starts looking for feeding. This is how you learn. So it says that, therefore, another example, it's a funny example probably. Girl blushes and becomes red when first time she encounters a proposal of love. This is quoted by a very famous William Paley, a very famous psychologist. The book is like Human Behaviors. If you read this book, you find what he said. Girl blushes and becomes red when first time she encounters a proposal of love. A girl feels first time awkward when she is touched by her boyfriend. I don't know whether it's right or wrong. Is that true? Is that true, Janisa? A girl feels first time awkward when she is touched by her boyfriend. Is that true? No, what is true or not? No, I think for you. Okay, that's true. Probably all of you can. Then a girl feels strange emotion when she first time experiences menstruation. Is that true? It's a doctor, psychologist. He said, what he says is that a girl feels strange emotion when she first time experiences menstruation. Is that true or bad?
True. That's true.
Okay, Mamata, what happened to you? What did you feel?
I cried.
You cried. Why did you cry?
I don't know, I was scared.
Okay, anyway, emotion, okay? The responses are instinctive. Did your mother taught you that when you have a first menstruation, you should cry? But then, this is instinctive, okay? Did I teach you that when the boyfriend first proposes, you should blush? You blush instinctively. Okay? He writes that पहिलोचोटि proposal गर्दा केटाको जिब्रो सुके हुन्छ अरे. He has no spite in the mouth and he trembles. केटाको त्यो हुन्छ अरे. That is instinctive. So what I say is like some behaviors are instinctive, some behaviors are adaptive. Some behaviors are adapted, some behaviors are instinctive. Lot of new behaviors you learn are adapted. These clothings that you are wearing today are adapted. Your mother, probably your grandmother, will be ashamed of seeing your clothes. Is there anyone who is often scolded by grandmother? What kind of clothes is it? Is there anyone? Nobody? So grandmother पनि त्यस्ता चाहिँ आधुनिक भइसक्यो अहिले. But these clothes, she did not adapt, but now you adapted it. Okay? So some of these attitudes are therefore developed by your instinctive learning, whereas some of them are you learn. More you become adapted to new situation, less instinctive you become. Okay? Sure. When girls have been probably taught from the first grade, like when they are 5 or 6 years old, and then this physical anatomy is taught to them, probably girls will not be feeling very unusual when they have a menstruation. That means it can adapt. A dog learns from teaching. You learn to ride bicycle. Is it easy? It's a two-wheeler. You adapt it. So lot of your behaviors adapted. That is what is called knowledge. So why you are like this? It's not that God created you. Actually, you are like that because you learn it. Sure, maybe. Why you are like that? Maybe it is your family rule, your family adoption, and then your instinct and knowledge that you have in your family. So you are different to others. So some girls are quite smart than others. Some even do not like to talk about love. Who was that in the second group? Love भन्यो कि खुत्रुकै लड्ने there was Rosna who? Parajuli. Rosna Parajuli, when we said that intentionally she was even not ready to come to the boy, she is sitting, and what she says is like, then I made her ask her to say I love you to someone over there. Then she almost died. and then I learned what is the reason. Okay, I tried to learn the reason. She told me every details why. That's what. There was some mistake in their family. Somebody loved, and then she married, and then she went. The whole entire their family, their clan did not like it. So there is always an education in their family. If anybody loves, then it is a curse. It's rather you die. Then she is, when somebody talks of luck, she is trembling. She is thrilled to listen to that. So she cannot adapt in a process of talking to the boy and becoming girlfriend to someone easily, like Alka. She can do it easily. For Janisha, proposing boy is not a big thing. It's like something going to the bakery cafe and I have a plate of momo. It's like given easy. Is there any difficult for that? For Vidusi? No. For Oxy? No. For Nita? No. Isn't it? It doesn't mean that you are a bad girl. But what I am taught in the family, those girls who forgot to go and propose, the boys have been taught that these girls are flirty, never believe. Okay? If they propose, then they are bad girls. So, if you go and propose the boy, what the boy thinks is like, okay, I will talk tomorrow. Because, oh my God, say propose. What does, I'm such a prodigal, my God, see, it's not right. I think, what is see there? No. The boys also. So that's probably one of the reasons girls are waiting for a long time to be proposed by the boy. So these are a lot of things like you understand how these things are created. A study of human action shows that some actions are unlearned while others are learned or acquired. So some actions are not unlearned. For example, Mamata's cry, that was unlearned. Okay? When the gentleman husband comes in a horse to bring you, then there are a lot of emotions, okay? त्यसलाई नपाए मर्छु मेरो जिन्दगी सिद्धियो म सेतीमा फलान्छु भनिराखेको हुन्छ तर बिहे गरेर जान दिन फेरि के हुन्छ हिजोसम्म उभेर मर्दिन भन्नेले आज जाँदा किन रुने द्याट इज इन्स्टिंक्टिभ ओके नरौँ भने पनि रुन्छ ओके नरौँ भनेर फकायो भने झन् बढी रुन्छ सो शिवाकोटी you too are going to cry when you go to boy's house. आसमाजीको त कुरै छोड्यो म झन् रुनुहुन्छ रक्षाजी अहिले रुन लाग्नु भएको छ मरासिनीजी हेर त अहिले त्यस्तो हाँस्ने बिहे गरेर जाने र रक्षाको त कुरै छोड्यो अर्को रक्षा यसरी नाच्ने she will cry. Okay, that's all. So the unlearned acts are known as instincts and the acquired acts known as habits. They are adapted. Our psychology must therefore treat of instinct and habits. So you always have to learn what is your instinct and what is your habit. If you are able to distinguish your behavior which is instinctive and which is your habit, then a lot of things can be addressed. And then rubber, you can be made in any way. You can be molded in a different way. You go to husband, and you fit to be a woman, fit to be for your husband. When you are in the house, you are very good woman to your father. Plastic. So you go to Australia, you like burger. Here you have a dal bhat. Okay. In case you look very disciplined. But when you go to picnic, you must nasty. So this plastic, I mean, what it says is like, our discussion should have made it clear that habit is acquired nature. While instinct is inherited nature, habit is acquired tendency, while instinct is inherited tendency. What happens to it if it is too cold? It freezes and it becomes ice. It also changes, yes? So what is the difference between water and human being? Human being changes and water also changes. Animals, objects like water, they don't have plasticity. But we adapt in any kind of situation. So, if you go to Himal, Jumla, Mustang, you stay 1 year, you adapt to their situation. Okay? Your body start resisting cold. If you go to Janakpur, it is quite difficult for you for 1 year, but from next year, you change it. You go to Janakpur, then your skin starts becoming little dark. If you go to Himal, then you start looking little fair. So this is what? If you go to Janakpur, then you drink a lot of water. If you go to Himal, then you less drink. Because you always look for hot drink, tea and all things. Sure, if you go to Madhes ma chiya dinda, त्यो यति दिन्छ आधी पनि त्यो तल यति त्यो एक ग्लास चिया खायो भने मधेसमा के हुन्छ यहाँ जानुस् त सानुले कति दिन्छ यत्रा कपमा अझ माथि हिमालमा जानुस् त्यो नुन हालिया चिया जर्किनले खाइराख्यो because they need hot so this is what is called plasticity. Then you criticize your granddaughter, same thing you did, you don't like your granddaughter to do. This is what, I mean, we change. This is what is called plasticity. So, what is the source of your change? What is the source of your change? You change because you sleep and then you see something in dream, therefore you change. Create idea. What helps us to create ideas? What helps us to create ideas in our mind? केले हाम्रो दिमागमा आइडियाजहरु क्रिएट गर्छ. The entire universe outside. Either to buy a coat or jacket or go back to home and sleep inside the quilt or stay behind the fire. So it is caused by the phenomenon. So every moment human mind is interacting or disputing with the natural phenomenon. And every minute we are creating idea. You're creating idea. What idea you're creating is like, you're tired, you're listening. Okay? And then you're thinking, you're thinking. That's idea. And that's I knew. Because I interacted with you in this environment, therefore I knew. Okay? Same भएछ. थाहा नि पाइन. म त उसकी पो भइसकेछु. अनि अर्कोपट्टिबाट आउँछ. कस्ती रहेछौ तिमी? मुटु नै चोर्यौ. थाहै नपाए. मुटु भित्र पस्यौ. मुटु नै चोर्यौ. मैले त थाहा नि पाइन. मेरी पो भइसकेछ. This everything are stored in your mind, but you are thinking without knowing it. And then idea is created. Oh, how beautiful see it. That's your idea. Okay? And once you take it as beautiful idea, and then idea is formed. And now you change. Now you stop looking at Nita. Because idea is created to make a girlfriend. So what is use of her? She is girlfriend. Okay? So now you're changed. sparkling. So these are theories, fine. But at some point, this ideology convert into addiction. Okay? I do. Knowledge is the backbone of truth. And that knowledge is therefore always positivist, not metaphysical, not theological. I am not totally discarding these knowledges. You need to understand them, because if you do not understand this knowledge, you will not understand positivism. So to understand positivism, you have to understand metaphysics and theology. So philosophy is therefore not a solution to the problem. Philosophy therefore is a premise to seek solution for the problem. If you are philosophically clear, then you can invent a project or modality to address your problem. If you need it. If you don't need, then what will happen? You remain behind. There is a serious problem of adaptation and change in our society today. This is again, we are inferior. English music is better. We follow exactly what Americans do because we think Americans are superior, we are inferior. This is called hardly 1.5 hours I slept. I slept at 4:30 today. I was reading though. But I cannot work in computer. Therefore, I love to read. So I always ask you to go in and stay in the library. Why this is? The problem is like visionlessness. Because I have to develop my philosophy.
Is not that adapting with the growing trend of globalization? Because
No, question is cultures have relative. So, some cultures that are developed by a society.
Ideas are the basis of all sorts of our understandings and awareness. What is the base of our know-how if anything exists beyond our idea? Doesn't that promote the duplication in our thinking?
That's how they're invention. Okay? So, you should always be able to identify some idea you adopt, it is your necessity or it is your passion.